Fire without being live.
Yeah, spitting too much fire, not being live. Hello and welcome. My name is Robert Lyon, here with Gino Nadarov, and today we're going to be talking about the Holy Grail, using other people's money to create passive income. All right, so we've basically been a funding company for a long time now. We've done credit repair, we've done it all, and what would always happen is we would get to that final point where everybody would now have 100, 200, $300,000, and then be like, oh, what should we do with it? And we've done all kinds of stuff. We've started businesses. I mean, I can talk for myself. I've started over like 20 businesses, all sorts of different niches, all sorts of different avenues to try and truly, figure out how to get financial freedom. Gino's done a whole bunch of things as well. But we've basically figured out, what works, right? How do we create that truly passive income? How do we make, mailbox money is the old real estate thing, or inbox money now is like the internet thing, like whatever it is, man. But the things that are really working, as far as well, we'll give a brief overview of how we're getting the money, and then we'll just specifically talk about the passive income opportunities. You know what I mean? Sound good,
Yeah, that sounds good.
So, basically what we're doing again is I don't like the word hack, right? But we have a formula and a system that basically produces approvals for credit cards, loans, car loans, HELOC loans. And we have the superpower, the funding superpower, right? So getting money is no longer a hard thing, right? The order of everything is, well, first you got to join our program because we're going to work with you, but then we're going to do credit repair. When we do credit repair, we wipe everything off of your credit, all the negative stuff, at least, right? We keep all the positive stuff. Then we buy these things called trade lines. Trade lines are like the magic. If you want to buy trade lines, you simply got to reach out to me or Gino, and we'll set you up. But it's like a credit booster on steroids. Okay. Now your credit went up 100 points. You're fundable. Now we go into the funding, and we have a system where we go through certain banks at a certain time. We have everything set up correctly to where we get you approved. Boom, 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 boom. All these amazing fucking credit cards that you would never have been able to get without our help. Now you have, 50, 100, 200, $300,000 in personal and business credit. Now you have other people's money, right? This is exciting, right? You got a bunch of money. You can have like a little top hat and a monocle and, read leatherback books and smoke fine cigars or whatever you want to do with your money. But we want to turn it into passive income. Okay. Why have active income when you can have passive income? Even if, even while I have passive income, I'm one of those people that's still working on stuff that I love. That's pretty much why we built Credit Leverage X, because it's like helping people get out of the rat race, get access to money that they never would have an opportunity to change their lives, their families' lives, right? Okay, and now we've come down to we've tried all the things on the internet, and now we're consolidated it down to 3 passive incomes that are truly working and are exciting, and are just kind of like, I don't know, they're cool. So the first thing that I ever really wanted to do, I think I froze. Somebody froze. No, I'm back. So the first thing, I was actually looking at it. The first audio book I ever bought was a book on trading and investing in the stock market, right? Because that was going to be my holy grail. I don't know if I had just gotten out of the army or if I was in the army and trading stocks or whatever, but I was like, bro, I'm smarter than everybody. I'm going to beat Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start trading. And actually, I do have some really good mentors, side note, Gino, that make a lot of money trading, that I like their strategy, but they're still kind of gambling. They made all their money in like tech industry, and they kind of just throw it all every morning at the opening bell, and they make a bunch of money. But the thing that we've figured out is, we don't like losing money in the stock market. So the first thing that we figured out is AI trading bots. All right. So AI is here, the power of AI. And it's getting, pretty good returns consistently, trading gold, FX, and basically the S&P 500, and kind of like it thrives when there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for, where everything's kind of like all over the place, volatility, right?
Volatility, yep.
And the volatility is in the markets is definitely kicking up, man. I don't see any possible way that the markets aren't about to go through a whole bunch of ups and downs, right? But what's cool about these AI trading bots, and what's cool about stock trading and actually making money trading, is you got to be kind of a robot, right? The biggest problem with money in general, not just in trading, is that everybody has this emotional attachment to money. You know, Gino has definitely coached me and showed me how to not have any attachment to to when you need things, right? If it's a smart investment, like you just gotta like don't get attached to the money. Like let the money go to work for you. Cash is trash. Real assets, people, leverage, you know, these are things that are actually valuable. So yeah, I'll keep talking about the trading, but you know, do you want to add anything here, Gino?
No, I think the main thing is making your money work for you, and finding ways to multiply your money, and that means whether it's passive income, AI bots, campaign marketing, or real estate, or real estate mentorship or funding, the fund that we have, whether it's any of those, definitely I would do all that, and I would do an active. So like active is just like do what you love. Like find something that you love to do. If it's not work, if you love your job, keep your job. Don't walk away from your job. That's the one thing that people, a mistake is like, oh, I'm going to become an entrepreneur. I quit, and then you have no income. So you need to have, you need to have either, if you have a plan and, you're going to execute that plan, and if you have money saved, then you can survive, then go ahead and, quit and start making every day, making strides towards those goals and making sure you hit those goals every day so you can become self-sufficient and become that entrepreneur that you want to be, or business owner, or whatever, or a manager if you just want to manage a business. Because you can be a manager and not necessarily be in the business either. Me and Robert, we like to be in the business, so we like to help people and be involved. But we also understand that eventually we're gonna probably have some people help us, and we're gonna have to step away on certain things and manage it on a bigger scale. But essentially, the idea is, multiply your money by multiplying your time. So what that means is, you make money work for you, which multiplies your time. So if you told me, hey, how do you manage all these businesses when you're only one person and you're working, we're working at Credit Leverage X? Well, it's called multiplying your time and leveraging other people with money. So pay people good, pay your people really good, and they're gonna stick around. Pay your employees, pay the people that you trust. Find those connections rather than just networking. Find your next, your next business partner, your next, employee, your next, whatever you need in your business. Go out and find those people, and they're gonna help you get to the next level. You're not gonna be able to do it alone. I know a lot of people, entrepreneurs have this hard head mentality, like, oh, they're gonna be able to do it everything on their own. I've learned that lesson multiple times. It's not very easy, and it's not possible sometimes to even do it alone when you have, you have your family, you have your friends, and you have your life, going on. You just like, you're gonna quit everything else and just become, a master in sales, master in marketing, master in credit. I mean, this is, it's unreasonable, especially if you want to try to manage multiple businesses at the same time. So you have to be able to multiply your time. And by doing so, it requires you to use other people's time, and other people, and by paying other people instead of using your time is what you need to do, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So
the quote that I heard recently that I really liked is if you pay your employees peanuts, you're gonna work with a bunch of monkeys. So you gotta pay people good so that they don't want to go anywhere. And obviously, you don't want to pay them too good, but you want to pay them enough that they're happy to work for you and basically see the big dream and the big vision.
It's about the vision, and the big dream matters, and being able to, like, I think everybody understands, they have to understand that if they're just going to come in as an employee, then they're going to get a specific pay, and it's going to be consistent every month. You're going to get that security by being an employee. Now, if you want to be a business partner, or you want to be able to work on commission or percentage, then you need to understand that you're going to have to ride the highs. You're also going to have to ride the lows. And that's what it comes down to. You have to be able to ride both of those, because the things, if you're just trying to get paid, and you just want to, then you just become an employee, that you're going to get paid consistently every month. But if the business makes a shit ton of money, don't expect to get paid more money.
Yeah. So right now, but the good thing about what we're trying to say is, like, the AI trading stuff, it doesn't need an employee. You know, this is basically using your money to make you more money, which has always been the goal, right? The goal has always been make a lot of money, use that money to make more money. And now we've basically like quantum leaped people to get the money, right? It's not your money, it's somebody else's money. So now you need to make a return on that money. And that return on that money is going to set you free so that you can quit your job, so that you can, you know, build a new business, build a legacy, do something that matters to you, change your life. And you're going to basically, for AI, you're literally you're leveraging little bots, right? that they don't need to eat, they don't need to sleep, they don't complain. That's the beautiful thing right there. So when you're trading the stock market, like, you still have to have a strategy, right? The biggest thing that I don't want anybody to ever think that we're saying is, oh, just, you know, get all this money and then just do this. And it's like, no, you need to educate yourself. You need to understand the markets as just as good as anybody else, if that's what you're going to be putting your money into. Otherwise, that's just a recipe for disaster. So really, like, I think it's a 4-step process for us. It's like credit repair, funding, get you the money, investing. And when I say investing, it's really more like education. Like, you finally can, like, probably pay all your bills and breathe for a second once you get all the funding. And it's just time for you to really dig deep into whatever it is the next step of your life is going to be. And then it's going to be passive income, which is going to be the return, on your investment, essentially. So it's like credit repair, funding, investing, getting a return,
Right.
and managing those returns. I mean, I was talking to Ian today about buying one of these automated, you know, Amazon stores, and, you know, making 20K a month. Most people, if they were making 20K a month, they don't even know what they'll do with themselves, right? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a bunch of real estate, and probably scale up a bunch of businesses and get kind of wild with it. But most people haven't thought that big, right? So maybe you don't need to think that big. Maybe you don't want to be a crazy entrepreneur. You just want to get this money and make enough to pay your bills, right? Or get this money and make enough so that you can travel the world, or find yourself, or get out of a shitty situation that you're in. Whatever it is, passive income is going to, you know, change your life, right? The main things, again, though, is like the AI trading bots are cool. They trade gold, they trade FX, they trade S&P 500. So if you ever already wanted to be a trader, or if you can visualize and see yourself being a full-time trader, or at least having this going on in the background with your money, more power to you. We're doing it right now. We love it. I think it's a really great option for people. And, you know, it gets anywhere from like a 7 to 15% return, which is phenomenal. You know, if you told our grandparents that or whatever, they'd freak out. There's never been this kind of return ever, you know. And then the next one that we're going to talk about is campaign marketing. You know, I'm truly passionate about this. So we have our own campaign investing company, basically, where you're going to be able to leverage Google, Facebook, you know, Snapchat, Bing, all these different ad platforms, right? You're going to have different businesses that need advertising. You're going to finally be able to invest in winning campaigns, advertising campaigns, and you're going to get a great payout on the back end. Okay. So it's like the main things that we're going to basically coach you on how to invest your money into to create truly passive income is the markets, the campaigns, the campaign marketing, and then basically real estate, right? Those are the 3 salvations that we found. And I mean, that's a pretty safe portfolio. You know, if we're talking about recession or whatever's going to happen in the marketplace, and you need a safe place to put your money, I would always put my money in more marketing. I'd definitely recommend having some gold. I'd recommend having some stocks. And then I'd also recommend owning real assets in the real world, like real estate. So that's a safe portfolio, and we can literally get you the money to invest in these things, and then have you invest into it and get a return and make a profit, so that you're going to not only have your time back, which is the most valuable part about passive income, but you're going to be making, you know, the crazy thing is like you can literally make more money doing passive things than you can active things. You only have so much time, you only have so much energy during the day that you can only do so much, whereas there's an infinite amount of money, right? So if you can just keep getting access to more money and getting a return on that money and making that return grow consistently, that's a game changer. That'll change everybody's lives. You know, it's 2023. It's basically time to put on your passive income hat and really get down to work. And we've already done all the hard work. We've found the strategies that work. Now you basically just need to educate yourself, join the program, and essentially invest. You want to add some more to that, Gino?
No, that's exactly right. Be able to multiply your time by multiplying your money, and essentially, use your money as a tool to make more money. So that way you don't have to work for your money. But everybody's working for their money, but realize when people start, stop working for their money, that's when you actually make money. That's kind of sounds weird, but that's basically what it is. I didn't start making money until I stopped working for my money. So I started
Right.
making money when I literally, stopped and thought about, okay, what am I doing? Why am I in this rat race? Why am I going to work tomorrow? Like what
Right.
what am I doing? What value am I bringing to the world by going to work tomorrow? Am I supporting am I supporting my ideals, what I believe in, or am I just doing it just because I want to get paid? Now, so if money is the goal, if the goal is to make money, then you can work for it by doing either hard labor, soft labor, software design, learning high paying skills. And then, whether it's going to school, becoming an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever, those are high paying skills. You have to learn, you have to get educated. Marketing is a high skill, sales is a high paying skill. You can learn those skills and you can do that and make a shit ton of money. People made, thousands, millions of dollars, by just by doing sales or marketing. But you have to learn those skills. Now it takes work. You still have to work for it. You still have to do the work. If you don't do the work, you're not going to get paid. Now the other way is you can use money, which is if you have money and you've been working, you can use the money and start using that as a tool to multiply your money. So use your money to start making you more money instead of you having to go to work. Why don't you put your money to work for you and use that money in a passive stream of income, like AI, marketing, campaign marketing, or in real estate, which is my favorite. Where you can start investing in real estate. You can buy, sell, flip, wholesale, or hold, which is my absolute favorite because most people I know, when they got into real estate, they get into wholesaling or they get into fix and flips. To me, that was like, oh, that sounds good because if you're just getting started, those are the best things to do. And we're gonna be buying, we're gonna be wholesaling, and we're gonna be fixing, flipping for everybody. That way, everybody gets paid because everybody wants to get paid on a monthly or weekly or quarterly basis, right? Nobody wants to wait every years to get paid, or essentially rent. If you rent something out, you're not going to make the kind of money you make if you wholesale or you flip, right?
Yep.
So, but I saw the light where the only way to actually build wealth and to have a freedom in life, you need to be you need to buy these assets, right? And these assets need to be yours. You need to own. You need to be the owner. You need to be the investor. So by getting access to money, we are essentially making you an investor. We're making you an owner of that money. Now you own that money, regardless of whether you earned it or not. We got it for you, and we helped you get it, right? You have access to it because you are able to do that because this is how the system is made for you. If you actually have good credibility, you have good track records, the banks love you. They want to give you money. They don't make money unless they lend you money. So you want to become that perfect candidate to come walk into the bank and get a loan for a personal business. And then now you didn't have to work to make $50,000 today. You got access to the money. Now you can become an investor, and where you can use that money is very critical because if you have one chance to do this because you don't want to screw up your lenders. You want to make sure you pay back all your bills. So invest in the proper assets that are necessary to make you more money, or at least pay back the original debt. And after that, you have this thing called infinite return. So in every business, there's an infinite return on your investment. So whatever money you spend now is considered considered time and versus money. As long as you're paying off a debt that you originally borrowed and you're making money from whatever your investment you have, your original debt is only a finite number. that finite number will get paid off over time, whether you're paying interest on the credit or not. I don't care what anybody says. At the end of the day, as long as you own the asset is yours, and you'll continuously make money on that. That includes being a member of our AI bot system. That includes being a campaign member. That includes being our real estate fund member. Any of that, that's considered an asset. You now own that asset because you're invested in it. Once you're invested, you now passively make income off that asset, and you pay back your original debt. And when you're done paying off your debt, it's an infinite return, because now you no longer owe any money. You own the asset and you're making money without owing any money. That's called financial freedom. And that's really what matters. When you start making money off other assets or other people that are working for you, managing those assets or doing other things for you, you start to make passive returns on your original investments. And, for real estate, to me, 3 years. I buy a piece of property, I'm free and clear with 3 years. It's infinite return. All my properties are infinite return right now. And that's the reason I went to the holding way instead of just buying, fixing, flipping, because I realized, I can use more money, but instead of working for it, wholesaling it, it requires work. I'll just go get it. I'll go get access to it. I'll take a higher risk. The risk is higher. Okay. Taking money from a bank and investing, it's a high risk business. But if you have the right mentors, you have the right players on your team, you have the right people around you, that way you're not doing it alone. It's very important. That's why there's very few people. If everybody can do it, everybody would be a millionaire, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So not everybody can do it. Not everybody can be a millionaire at 23 years old or 30 years old, or in their early 20s, like 30s, right? That's, or even earlier, like if you're like still in the teens, this young guy is making money, shit ton of money. But at the end of the day, they took a risk to do that. So you have to take a risk. So but if your risk is calculated and you take the right risk and you have the right people around you, the right community, your risk is diminished. Your risk now, there's one of my mentors said, educate your risk. The reason it's risky is because you're not educated. So when you increase your education, you increase your level of knowledge about what you're about to do. You increase your level of knowledge. You are no longer taking a risk because you are knowledgeable enough. You have the right people, and you've been trained to understand what you're doing enough where that risk is no longer a risk as you think it was. Because yes, taking other people's money and investing, it sounds very scary, but it's not. If you are educated and you raise your level of knowledge and you become educated about what you're doing, then you can go off and do it. So, I never invest in anything that I'm not educated about. Like, you have to be educated about what it is you're doing. And that's what we're doing here. We're educating you, and all our videos, all the content that we put out is in order to educate you and help you understand the opportunity. Because the reason that people don't take opportunities is because they're not educated. Their level of knowledge is not there. So, we as mentors, our job is to educate you and teach you and help you, guide you, so you don't make the mistakes that we've made in the past. Because we didn't have mentors as others. Like, I know Robert may have had mentors. I've only had maybe one or two in my life, and then those are very very few. I had to learn through making my own mistakes. I had to learn by having bad business partners. I had to learn by people owing me money. I had to learn by tenants not paying me rent. I had to learn how to get rid of people off, from situations that I needed to get away. I had to fire people. So I hire slow, fire fast. That is a fact. I don't hire right away. I hire the right players, but when I find a person that's not doing what they're supposed to be doing, you fire them. Don't question whether you should keep that individual or not. If they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, move on. Same thing with passive income. If your passive income is not giving you a return, don't waste your time. We're not here to waste your time or our time. We want you to make money with us, essentially, and that opportunity is there. So all you have to do is get educated, understand what we're doing, join Credit Leverage X, and get really get more educated, become a community member, and then as you grow your level of knowledge. But using other people's money or borrowing money and investing is not that scary when you know what you're doing.
Right. And I think that's kind of the dream, though. I mean, the main things that I was thinking about yesterday when I was trying to, lay out how powerful passive income is like, be your own boss, You don't have to talk to anybody. You can travel and you can go do anything that you want in your life. You can focus on making things that are important to you, working on things that are important to you. You can take care of your kids and your family. You can escape having a dickhead boss and negative people in your life. Like, I mean, I definitely learned a lot from being in the Army and the oil field, but I don't think I'd hang out with many of those people outside of these kind of situations. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So there's a lot.
every lesson you learn in your life every lesson have you learned brought you to where you are right now. But you didn't get to where you are right now without educating yourself. You had to educate yourself. You had to raise your level of knowledge about in order for you to see what I was doing, you had to understand what I was doing.
Yeah.
You had to understand that you had to see the light, right? You had to see what was going on because there's a lot of I would say fake gurus out there that they talk about credit funding and all the other stuff that they're doing, but it's all sounds like magic, right? It's like, oh, they just go do this and it comes out. No, there is a process, there is a system, there is there's knowledge, there's information, there's understanding. You have to understand what your financials, you have to understand finances, you have to understand contracts, you have to understand how to manage people if you're doing businesses, or if you're trying to do passive income. Just understand what those passive incomes are and how they work. So you're going to have to educate yourself, and we want you to educate yourself. That way, when you invest, you're investing with an educated mind, rather than just oh, let me just throw some money on this and hopefully I make some money. No, that's the worst way. That is a recipe for disaster. You want to invest with knowledge and understanding, and that way, when you invest and with us or on your own, you're not going to blow your money away, and then you lose your only opportunity, which is the lenders that help you get the money and the people that are around you. Your credibility is as important as your money. So the money is important. Cash is important. They say cash is king. But I would say cash is trash and cash flow is king. So you need continuous cash flow, and that's what really matters. So invest your money, let your money multiply, and stop working for your money. Start investing in passive income opportunities with us, or in other opportunities that you may think that are important to you. But educate yourself. Don't just put your money. Educate yourself about what you're going to do, and realize that you don't have to work for your money. If you've already worked, or if you're currently just getting started, you don't need to work for your money. You can get access to money as long as you're willing to educate yourself and take the proper steps. It's not a risk. It's a science.
Yeah, I think that's powerful, man.
So
I think
that's all she said.
Yeah, pretty much. And like I said in my little ad, it's like there's two kinds of people in the world. There's people who have passive income and people who wish they had passive income. Which are you? I mean, I make passive income, and
it's one factor, simple factor. It's education, it's knowledge, it's understanding, it's having that, it's understanding. It's why the rich get richer and the poor stay poor. It's because education. And education, now I'm not talking about the education you learn in school. I'm not talking about that education, because I went to school and I've got educated. I wasn't a millionaire after I came out of college. Otherwise everybody would be a millionaire coming out of college, whatever they're doing, whether they would go start their own practice and start making money and crazy money. But essentially, you can work for your money and be a lawyer, a doctor, and you want that title, go ahead. We need lawyers, we need doctors, we need a fireman, we need policemen, we need all these people. I'm not saying everybody should become a millionaire. I'm just saying, if you like what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing, but make extra money on the side, whether that's passive, so you can keep doing what you love to do and make some extra money so you can enjoy your life while you're doing it. And if you don't like what you're doing and you just want to make money and you don't want to work for it, then you can join Credit Leverage X. We'll teach you the game, and you'll start to make passive income and use other people's money and invest in assets that will cash flow every month.
Yep. Cash flow is king. Cash flow, Credit Leverage X, Cash Flow Leverage X. I don't know.
It's all about leverage. It's all about leverage. And I think I saw one of the guys, a clever investor, I think his name is, He said, leverage everything, leverage everyone, especially leverage money.
Yeah.
Leverage money to get yourself free. Financial freedom, it comes with money. Whatever you pay to join our program, it's nothing to what you're gonna get from the knowledge and the information and being able to multiply your money. If I had this program, when I was coming up, I would have been on it, months ago. And it's like the fact that I can actually pay and learn and get a return of money that I never had and get access to money. I will pay any day of the week right now. If you ask me, Gino, give me $1,000, I'll give you 10,000 access leveraged. I will take that money. I will give you my 1,000. I'll give you 5,000 to get 30,000. I'll give you 10,000 to get 40,000. The reason we buy real estate is because I can leverage $1 million property and I only have to put 20%. That's amazing. I don't have to put 30%. I don't have to pay 50%. I don't have to pay the whole house. I will put down minimum as I possibly can. Unfortunately, I can't do 5-10% anymore. But in the past, when I was buying property, I was FHA loans. You can get 3.5%. Take advantage of it. Put the minimum down. Take advantage of it. And later on, you'll start to realize you want the equity. So the more you put, the better you're off. So now you're like, well, I don't care about cash. I care about cash flow. So let me put more money into the deal in order to cash flow more every month. That's what true millionaires and real estate. They say the reason there's more millionaires that are in real estate is because they understand equity, they understand cash flow, and they understand that money isn't going to multiply itself. You have to invest it. You have to put it to work. And that money will come back over time because, when you're in your early 20s, you might not need the money, so sacrifice your time now, give up your money now in order to make money the rest of your life.
Yeah. So now you have to put down 20% when you buy a house. Is that kind of like the deal? Because you bought some 25. That's what they do now.
Yeah. I'm at minimum 25% on any deal, especially unless I go and use obviously I'm using other people's money. Don't get me wrong. The down payment isn't coming all from me. Down payment wise, I have to put a certain amount. I can do hard money, 15%, 10% sometimes, depending on the deal. But if it's a hard money deal, but essentially that 10% is going to come from somewhere else. It's not going to be my money. And it's going to be invested. And then I leverage other people's money and I leverage the bank's mortgage and I basically cash flow. But I'm realizing now I'm pro putting more money down. Now I'm like, well, I want to put 30-40% down if I could. If I have the
then
cash,
you can pull more money out later.
I can pull my money later. I can cash flow every month more. It's just better. I rather put my money in a real estate account or a real estate fund like we have, for example. Put the money in. Put as much as you can in there because that's gonna give you a big fat return over time. As you pay off your debt, because you got to pay off the original debt. But look, if you're putting down 20% and you're using, let's say, $100,000, you're going to cash flow every month, and every penny you get in your job, you pay off that debt. Okay, you pay off that debt because the faster you pay that debt off, you're free. You just gave yourself a raise. I would give myself 12% raises every year, 15% raises just by building additional units, buying a property. When everybody else, I was working a 9-to-5 or a white collar job was getting a 3% raise while inflation was at 6%.
Right.
So this is crazy. So it's a life-changing thing.
All right. I think we can call it a wrap. Peace out, everybody. Leave some comments. Leave some likes.
For you. See you guys in the next one.
Share this with some people. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Actually, here, I'm going to drop the link just so it's all blasted out everywhere to join the program. And it's all about getting access to other people's money, turning it into passive income. Peace out, everybody. Dope.